Hello antique friends, and welcome to my channel for another antique related video. This is Deanna from Vintage Touch Antiques. Today I'm standing at the entrance of my garden room. This room is a lovely sunny room that is a nice inviting place to spend the afternoon. And this room I have recently decorated and repainted, and so I would like to share and take you on a tour and show you the antique and vintage elements, garden elements that I'm using as decor in this room. I do have a video that I did many years ago that is of this room, but since it has got a number of changes to it, I'm going to take you on a new tour. You can find the old video in one of my playlists under the decorating titles. Now, to begin with, the paint color that I chose is called Arizona Sunset, and I chose that because I wanted it to have a nice bright, inviting look, and I thought it would be a wonderful backdrop to terracotta pots and garden things, and also to the green plants that I have in this room, and I hope to get more. I'm going to begin by going around the corner here, and I'm going to point out to you all the various decorating elements that I am using. I'm sorry that I will have to carry the camera in order to do this, so I'm hoping that it won't be too fast and too shaky for you. Okay, first of all, looking this side of the doorway here is part of the atrium doors that go into my family room. And so I have here a distressed white little end table there, and I've got underneath of that an antique footstool, and there's a little concrete mariner, but he's facing the other way so that he looks in through that window to the family room, which makes it a nice little scene when you're sitting in there. I have, if I can pull in here, and again the shadowing on this room is going to be a little bit hard because the sun does come through these windows in all different ways, and so that is going to be a little bit of a problem, as you can see when I turn. There is an old decoy that I have sitting there as an element. These are hand-carved little woodland creatures, a squirrel and a rabbit, if you can see them there. This section here is a sink area that is really nice for watering your plants and stuff because you have access to water there. And I have my copper watering cans there on one side, and a vase or a pitcher full of flowers on the other, if you can see it there. And on the brick wall that's part of this room, I have hanging bunches of dried flowers, and up above those cabinets are early baskets with some faux flowers for decoration. Moving along to this area, I needed, because of the sofa that's so long here on this wall, I needed a small end table, and so I chose this wicker planter that's an antique wicker planter, and instead of using it with the tin bin that you see there to hold plants, I turned it upside down and put it back in, and so it becomes a great little tabletop. And I have a plant there, along with a reproduction early telephone. The wall decorations, let me see if I can pull out here just a little bit, and maybe it won't be so blurry. I'm afraid that's going to be a little blurred for you there. But the wall decorations that I have here, I have what's left of a fish net, that it's wood there, and it makes a nice graphic appeal. There's a photo there, which you can hardly see. It's of me and my sister when we were young going fishing. This is a shadow box that's made out of a window pane, and my husband was gracious enough to add shelves that go in behind it, and we used the wall as the backdrop there. And if I can pull in for you, you can see that I have a little watering can there. I have a bulb planter. There's a little lantern. And that piece right there is an early bait box that's kind of a... It has a screen type of surround to it. And above that is a bug sprayer. Of course, it has nothing in it. It's there for decoration only. Let me pull out here. I'm clanging into my little footstools that I have here on the front. I've chosen blue as a color to go along with the Arizona Sunset paint color. And I have got, you know, comfy pillows and so forth on the sofa part. Here's an old trunk that's an antique trunk, and it has a little wood box that's on the top just to hold things. Here's my footstools. One's that color, it's more of a teal blue, and this one is more of a cobalt blue. And it is all anchored here with a braided rag rug that also has those blue collars in it. On the side of the sofa here, I have a jade plant and another plant back there that's on a high stool. I have a little antique lamp that sits there. It's a floor lamp. And here's a cranberry rake that holds a bunch of dried flowers along with a little bird house that sits there on top. And now if I can get in this area, I want to show you that I have a lattice work that I've just hinged together to make a room divider. And this piece serves two purposes, frankly. It serves as a room divider, which allows me to have area behind that to store some of my garden pieces that I need to pull out from time to time. And it makes a decorative element here that divides up the room, because this is a long room. And on this, I can hang my out-of-season extra wreaths and things. And this is where I also decorate with some of my garden tools. These are some hand tools you see there. There's a nice cute little picture that's framed, and you probably can't see the pictures themselves, but you can see that I have them there. And just a straw hat. And on this side, as I go around, the lattice work is not painted on this side. I have a step ladder there and a hat sitting there. And again, this is where I store out-of-season wreaths that I haven't got up yet. Now I have this wonderful wood shoe rack that come from an old shoe store from years ago, and it does have that wonderful blue collar on it. And as you can see, it makes a great storage piece to store baskets and crocks and flower pots and things like that. And then in this corner, I just had stacked there an old basket that I have some faux flowers, and underneath of that is a nice old tin container. It's a large container, and that is full of old pine cones. There's just a reproduction thermometer there that's an advertising thermometer. Now I'm going to try to pull back here so you can see that the curtains I chose are just white sheer curtains because of the sun and the fading problem. They have top tabs there. And then I've got above them two pictures that I don't know if the sun is going to allow me to show them or not. I'm trying to get another angle so that you can see it, and I don't think I'm going to, but they are two bluebird pictures up there. Okay, let's get back down here where we can see. On this particular plant stand, this was nothing more than an old churn that no longer worked and had the handle gone and everything. So I put a top on it, or my husband put a top on it, I should say, and we turned that into a plant stand. And again, more plants, and then looking from this side, going this direction without the sun looking, and you can see the curtains a lot better that I have that come around this corner. Here's another white vintage stand that makes a great plant stand, and I chose another blue pot for that plant there. On this little shelf that's underneath of it is my collection of flower frogs, or part of my collection, I should say. There's another one there, and I've got more on the other side of this room. And there is a cast iron frog. Here's an old watering can that I leave set right here because it's great to grab and fill with water to water plants outside my door. Okay, I'm not going to look into the outside there through those doors, but I am going to take you over here to see under these, or under the windows on this side of the room. I have another great old bench that's a lot longer than the little footstool type. And underneath of that I have a whole parade of stoneware crocks, different colors in graduated sizes, which makes it nice. And then finishing out the room, I have angled here a little washstand that we found that very inexpensively. It's got old chippy paint on it, which I love. Didn't have the doors on the front, so I put a gathered skirt on the front in a nice blue collar. Here are some of the elements that I've used here. That's a little, it's a cast iron little ornamentation there with the horn of plenty that's got a rose in it. Just a concrete flower frog and some other unusual, well, different types of flower frogs there. And then above that, another hanging dried flower arrangement. Again, it's very hard to capture that because of the lighting. And so that completes the tour, and I hope you were able to see enough to enjoy it and get some ideas. Remember, I sell many of the elements that I've shown here, so please check in the description of the video for links to my webpage and my online store where you can find a lot of these types of pieces if you're interested. And again, I thank you for watching and invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, I appreciate all comments. They're a big encouragement to me, and I thank you for them. I'll show you this direction above that line of windows there. There's a big sign up there that says Best Road, which makes a nice graphic element. And so I'll pull back here and show you the room once again. And thank you for watching. Comments and questions are always welcome, so just leave them in the comment field. And please check my other playlist for other decorating ideas using antiques. And of course, I have a lot of other antique-related videos. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your antiques, and remember, when you own an antique, you own a bit of history.